2024 has been an amazing year for Black Sensei Society. This is our first official full year as a podcast, and we really do appreciate every single one of you for supporting the channel. We had some highs and lows, we had some really good content, we had some crazy crash outs. Ultimately, it's been a lot of fun, and we have a very interesting 2025 to do as well. With that said, 2024 was not only good for the podcast, but it had some very interesting anime too. In this video, I'm going to break down the top 10 anime of 2024, decided based off our preferences. This is a list we created on the podcast that you could tune in live and add your opinion every 9 p.m. EST for Tuesday. So make sure you guys tune into that, turn the notification bells on. With that said, let's get right into the list. Number 10 is Bootleg Black Clover. It is Wistoria. Now, for me, I was personally kind of a hater at the beginning. I was like, what is this Black Clover ripoff? I was not sold. I mean, look at the premise. It's a guy who has no magic, has a big sword, has really great physical abilities. It's pretty cutthroat what they're trying to do there, but with that said, Wistoria was surprisingly very good. It had really good animations, great fights, and the characters are likable, enjoyable. I think there is good lore there, and it has a Tower of God type feel in terms of the setting. There's different levels of this world, and if you reach a certain status, you can go to the next level. The top level is where the best of the best is at. So Wistoria has something there. It really does. And heck, it may even surpass Black Clover with the current trajectory of Black Clover right now. Number 9 is ReZero. Now, I don't watch ReZero, so for me to talk about it would be disingenuous. I tried to ask the fellow captains to give me a synopsis of why you like it. None of them replied back to me, so I went to my anime list, and this is what I found. The suffering of our boy Subaru back, and it hits hard from the get-go. Season 3 wastes no time ramping up tension, throwing viewers right into the thick of things. The first episode feels like season finale with the stakes already sky high, keeping you hooked from the moment it begins. The intensity of Subaru's journey, filled with his constant deaths and rebirths, is as gripping and nerve-wracking as ever. I just read part of his comment. I also brought the comment on the YouTube video so you can see who it comes from on my anime list. They're very passionate, they really like it, and from what I've heard from the captains here and there, they think that this season has some crazy storytelling, and one of the season's cities that they're at is insane and something that no one wants to live at. ReZero, shout out. Number 8, I'm doing the same thing. I don't watch Mushoku Tensei either. I really don't like anime where I don't like the main character, so Rudeus and Subaru I can never watch personally, but if you're a fan, feel free. I hear it's one of the best isekai ever. My favorite isekai is Slime personally, but to each their own. With that said, let me read another comment to get the full encapsulation on how good Mushoku Tensei is, because it is our number 8 spot. Little by little, this is becoming one of my favorite anime. Not only because of the story that is very interesting and entertaining that is different from the others of the isekai genre, but because it gives us a very interesting and entertaining life story that I think is worth reviewing for the themes that it deals with. Throughout the seasons, and specifically this one, tells the end of the search for Rudeus' mother, the beginning of his married life, as well as memories of the past that are still behind him in his new life as a reincarnated person. There's more to that comment, but they showed their passion well enough. Mushoku Tensei is definitely a story that is to each their own. It's either you like it or you hate it, such as I. Mushoku Tensei does have a lot of great themes, and it has very realistic character interactions and character relationships. And from the journey of Rudeus, starting from being a scumbag to being this guy growing to be his own person and experiencing all these different things, people really love that character arc. So shout out Mushoku Tensei for reaching the number 8 spot. With that said, number 7 is Apothecary Diaries. Now, Apothecary Diaries technically did come out in 2023, but I don't think it counted for the 2023 awards. So we're going to count it for 2024 because it did end in 2024. And because it's amazing. Apothecary Diaries is really good. I personally love my action-packed stories, and this is not one of them. But the slice of life genre has some gems if you look hard enough. And this one with a girl who's I forget what the proper terminology, she works with drugs, she works with medicine, she has a very good knowledge base regarding that. And the dynamic in this kind of courtship kind of relation, it's hard to explain. It's ancient Japan or China or one of them, but the character relationships, the character dynamics, the mysteries being solved are all fantastic. I really did enjoy this anime, Apothecary Diaries. I thought it had a lot of things to like when it comes to the main character in particular, and the secondary main character in that Prince, who has a very important position, but also has a really interesting relationship with the MC. I think you will like this. I think everybody will like this. So check it out if you want to dive into a little bit of a character journey. Number 6 is an underrated series and an underrated manga, The Elusive Samurai. It's made by the same person as Assassination Classroom. Now, fortunately, because of the faith that they had in the series, they gave it a crazy budget, and the animation right from rip has been fantastic. The Elusive Samurai has been good and has very interesting story premises as we follow the journey of a young dude, a young kid. I'm not going to spoil what happens at the beginning because it's a crazy start, who is on his rise to fulfill his destiny, so to speak. It sounds simplistic on how I put it, but it's a very unique twist on how they get towards end. Also, it has a lot of historical context, so if you appreciate history, you're gonna like this anime as well. Number 5 is the cringiest, the weirdest, probably one of the most controversial anime of 2024, and that is Dawn to Dawn. Dawn to Dawn is something that I've read, and I'm completely caught up with the manga. Someone told me to read it because they thought this is one of the best manga at the time, and this is when I started reading it like 2 years ago. Dawn to Dawn is unique. It's super unique. Matter of fact, the mangaka even said that he started off with drawings and didn't really have a story, but they liked his drawing so much that he created a story from it. So it never really had a conventional plot. What really sells Dawn to Dawn is the characters and the character interactions, as you see especially from our two main characters, Okuran and Momo. It has some unique abilities. It has some really cringe. If you know, you know. But I do think, from reading the manga at the very least, that this is a story that a lot of people will enjoy and really get behind, especially the relationship dynamic from our two main characters. Number 4 is the recent season of My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia final arc, I think, is pretty good. Although I have some criticisms with how it ended, My Hero Academia animating this final arc is doing it justice. There's a lot of criticism when it comes to My Hero Academia's anime adaptations in certain seasons, but they're really selling us this time. And this is something that has to be sold with the combination of music, tone, and animation. My Hero Academia has been doing a good job, so they deserve a number 4 spot here. Number 3 is arguably the best new anime of this modern generation. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think there's any anime you can really tell me that's better than this since it came out, and I'm talking about like the newer generation, not like some Attack on Titan level back in the day 2010s. I'm talking like 2020s. And that's Free Rein. Free Rein is fantastic. Oh my goodness. I watched it. I was sold. I was super sold. One of the greatest first seasons I've seen. Free Rein is a fantastic story. I really can't articulate how good it is off of just a simple explanation. All I can really say is it's a very unique take on the fantasy genre and the simplistic, we gotta take out the Demon King type genre. It is a unique story on how they're doing it. The characters are fantastic and fleshed out. You're gonna like Free Rein. I guarantee it. Shake my hand. Go watch Free Rein. Go do it. Come on. With that said, we are at our top 2, and this is the most controversial one because there's a lot of debates in the podcast. Number 2, One Piece. One Piece. Hey man, we've seen all the trending clips. We've seen Garp go crazy. We've seen Luffy go crazy. The animation has been out of this world. One Piece has been cooking. We know all of this. One Piece has been doing some great stuff. And the lore drop, if you know, you know, because I'm caught up with the manga and it's only gonna get deeper. One Piece has been amazing. Shout out Kuma. Shout out Gear 5. And shout out what you're about to see when it comes to certain characters that I don't want to spoil you just yet. One Piece has been amazing, but it didn't hit our number 1 spot. And there's a lot of debate on who should deserve that number 1 spot. But there's an anime I haven't mentioned, and it's not Solo Leveling, and it's not Kaiju number 8. It's Bleach. Kubo has been cooking. Let's just keep it a stack. The 1,000-Year Blood War arc, when I read that in the manga, I had a lot of issues. There was a lot of rush, plot holes, X, Y, and Z. But what Kubo has done to bring the best out of this arc has been utterly fantastic. He's been adding lore, he's been adding character exposition, and they have been animating it towards beautiful, beautiful choreography, animation, art. They've been switching it up too when Shinzui's Bankai, when it comes to Ichibe's Bankai, the new transformations. Like, I can name so many stuff that Bleach has been doing well. And that is why it is the best anime of 2024. Bleach has been cooking, and hopefully it continues to cook because Kubo be trolling. With that said, hope you guys appreciate our list. I know Kaiju and Solo is not on this list, and it's gonna upset a lot of people. Hey, let us know why it should make the list over any of the anime we put. If you think Solo and Kaiju should be up here, which anime is it better? If there's another anime we didn't include that should be up here, let us know in the comment section. Agree to disagree, disagree to agree. Let us know what you think in the comments. With that said, make sure you guys flame us in the podcast episode if you guys dare, and hope you guys enjoyed today's episode or video. 2024 was a good year. 2025, hopefully it's a better year. Hope you guys enjoy. Like and subscribe. You have a good one. Take care.